Hey everybody, welcome back to Plum Figgy. This is Tammy. Okay, so December 15th. I'm gonna preface this video by saying this one's probably gonna be a quick one today. I've got kind of a lot going on and I can't spend 3 hours today working on a prompt. You know, not all of them take quite that long, but lately like they kind of happen. So I've already decided between, you know, doing the actual thing and then editing the video and yeah, all of that. So all right, so this one I've already decided what we're gonna do, and it's gonna be number 30, fun. So let's cross this or check this one off. And before I forget the number, and I already know what my image is going to be. Today, I'm literally just going to paste this image down on a paper. We're going to add a sentiment. We're going to add our number in our, oh, you know what? There's no 30 for this one. Okay, so I'm going to use maybe this one. It's already done and ready to go. Okay, making it easy. What was I saying? And then we'll make a quick journaling card and call it good. Because, yeah, I got other things I got to do. So, and then this will be perfect for the look and feel of this one. So, all right, so fun. So, the reason for this image is because you know, it snowed the other day, and it's the kind of snow that's kind of perfect for going sledding. And I was talking to a friend, and I was like, "Oh, you should take your boys and go sledding. They're 10, 11 years old, and you know, just the perfect age for who, you know, kids that age just, you know, love to do that kind of stuff." So that has had me kind of thinking ever since about how, you know, my brother and I growing up, we would go sledding all the time. I grew up in the country on an acreage, and I should be ripping this down as I'm talking. And just I have a lot of really fond memories of doing wintry kinds of things like that. I'm not old enough to be of this era, but we probably had sleds from that era. It was my mom's. We had, I think it was my mom's radio flyer. It was an actual radio flyer. No, it wasn't this old, but we did have a toboggan, that we would, I don't think we ever used that. And then of course we had one of those plastic disc ones. But yeah, we would go out and find really good hills and just everything. I don't know why I just did all 4 of those, because I don't know how tall this needs to be. We need to find a page. So let's see. We need a page that has a pocket. I really don't like those colors together. And I don't think there's a pocket. And I don't need a full spread. So the search continues. So what was I saying? No. So we were, you know, reckless. It was the 80s. We probably weren't as safe as we could have been. But we're still here and we're alive, so all's fine. We had, I don't want to cut the kids right in half, so I think I need to find a top loading or side loading pocket. We had my mom's horse. We had horses just kind of in our pasture here and there. We had a small little pasture, and maybe this one, and instead of a top loading, it can be a side loading pocket. I don't think we've really done a side loading pocket. Unless, where do we have, oh, here's a side loading pocket. Let's do this one. Okay, so, yeah, so my dad, bless his heart. He grew up in a different time. They did a lot more dangerous things. I mean, we did things that we really shouldn't have been doing. Ever. Just, kids don't do what I'm just about to tell you. He would hook up the harness to my mom's horse, Trigger, and have the horse pull us on our sled, which was fun. And then, of course, you know, he was riding the horse, but then took it up a notch, as Emerald Lagasse might say. And he also had a motorcycle, and so he hooked us up to the back of the motorcycle. And I'm sure it had snow tires on it. He didn't go super fast, but it was fast enough. That was fun. And I think we also, when we were little kids, like this was probably when I was 4. My brother would have been probably 5 or 6. My brother's almost 2 years older than me. And we had a Brittany Spaniel named Max, who, this was when we were living in town, just before we moved to the country, just outside of town. And hooked up the harness to Max, and, you know, just slowly walking on the streets in town. You know, they're residential streets, so it wasn't unsafe. We would go sledding. So, I don't know, there's a few fun little stories about sledding. And then, of course, my cousins. I had 3 brothers, 2 sisters and a brother. The one cousin was my age, so same exact age, just a little bit older, just a few months older. They're all still alive. I don't know why I'm talking about them like they're not here anymore, but and they're all still living in that same town. But and then her sister is a year younger, so the 3 of us were like inseparable growing up, and you know, we're constantly over at each other's house. And then they have a littler brother who is a few years younger than the second sister. And so all 5 of us, my brother and me, and then those 3, we were constantly doing stuff, getting into trouble. They lived on the farm. My uncle farmed. My dad and mom, they didn't farm, but we lived on an acreage in the country. So, you know, we were constantly doing things outside and just out and about and doing stuff. So, yeah, I have a lot of really fun memories of winter especially, and just us all getting together and doing things. So, anyway, that's kind of what I've been thinking about the last couple days since we were talking about going sledding, and now that it's kind of feeling a little more Christmassy outside and all that good stuff. So, okay, so that's done. Now, where do we want our number to go? Number 30. I don't really want to cover up. Oh, I was just trying to make sure you can still see all this. I'm using my other phone, which for whatever reason, it's the exact same location for my swinging arm that holds the phone. But this phone is so much higher up. So here, there. Now you can see a little bit better. And then the other phone, I don't know, it's just weird. Okay, so let's see. I think I kind of liked it down here, but then maybe up here instead. Maybe there. Let's do that. I didn't want to cover up too much of the sled, and obviously right here would be weird. Oh, we need to cut ourselves a little notch. Let's do that for our side loading pocket. Go about there. And then I need to ink both of these things up, so let's do both of them right now. Just a little bit on this one. But yeah, my friend and I were laughing because he said, well, they were out for about 2 minutes and they couldn't handle it. I'm like, oh, come on. We would be outside in the snow for hours. I mean, seriously, we had, well, the house I grew up in, we had like 5 acres. Basically, if you know farms, we lived in the farmhouse and all of the land around it had been sold off. And so it was kind of like, and then built up as like kind of a little neighborhood with just different houses. So there were a lot of houses all on that same mile stretch there. Yeah, I'm talking like I'm from the country now, aren't I? And so it's kind of like this little country, neighborhood plopped down into the middle of the country, and we were close enough where the houses were close enough where there were probably about 1.5 acres of plot of land, but ours, because it was the main farmhouse originally, had more land around it. And like we had a pasture with a humongous barn, and we grew up playing outside. There was a creek. I'm not even kidding. There was a creek. We always called it a creek. Small, little, tiny body river that was kind of behind, I don't think on our property, but nobody was ever back there. So I was constantly, back there playing in the water. And then our pasture was so that it kind of had a plateau, and then it went down into like a little dip, and then it went back up, and there was another plateau, and like there was a corn crib back there. And so I'm sure you can imagine with the creek back there kind of leading the water in, and you have your 2 plateaus with a little bit of a dip. In the wintertime, you had a pretty good skating rink there. And then if it snowed a whole lot, we would build like forts in that little dip. And yeah, man, that was a good time. We had a really good time. My brother and I especially. I mean, we were just out there all the time. And you come in and you have some hot chocolate and, storybook, right? So, okay, we need number 30. And I'm going to do these separate again because I think putting them next to each other on the stamping pad, I don't think makes them close enough on here. So, all right, so I'm just going to line that up. We're going to do a 3 on this side of the middle, and we'll do a 0 on the other side. I mean, we had no money. We were kind of poor. I wouldn't have known that. I didn't realize that until I was older. We had what we needed, but yeah, oh my gosh, so many good times growing up. So now as I'm an adult, it's not perfect, but it's okay. Now as an adult, you think about Christmas, and I reminisce to those days, where I'm just kind of thinking about that kind of thing and how fun it was. And, you get a snow day because I actually got a lot of snow days. No, I went to a small school, which happened to be up on a hill. And because we were in the country, we had to take the bus to school. And then in 9th grade, my brother's freshman year, he decided he wanted to not go to that school anymore. That school was K through 12, like all grades all in the same building. Not super tiny, not like a school, 1-room schoolhouse, not like that at all. It was a big school where the elementary was separated from the high school. Sort of. I mean, there was a gym for each and locker room and everything for each. I had a graduating class of like 56, if I remember. So, and he wanted to go to the slightly larger school where your graduating class was probably 300 or so. So quite a bit larger. But anyway, in 9th grade, he went there, and then I, for some stupid reason, decided not to. I would have had a lot more opportunities with things. But anyway, I digress. So we rode the bus to and from school, and because we had to ride the bus, and because my school in the little town it's in is kind of up a hill, a lot of times the bus couldn't get up that hill in the wintertime because of snow and ice and whatnot. So I would get a lot more free days, winter days, and his school was in town, and very flat town. They very, very rarely ever got a snow day. So I always rubbed that in his face. And I was like, well, you shouldn't have decided to go to the other school. But no. Those are, I'm just, boy, remembering all this stuff now. So much fun. So, okay. So it's kind of like, if that's me as the girl, that would be my brother. And actually, I'm blonde, and my brother's brown hair, brown eyes. Not too bad. I mean, maybe a few decades old, but fast forward that to the 80s, and there you go. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our date, and then I need to still make, I guess, journaling card. I almost forgot about that. So we've got December 15th. I'm going to do my absolute best to actually get this straight this time. Because I have been failing at that the last few days. Big time. Alright, and so, okay, so where should we put the date? I'm kind of thinking down here, uphill maybe. Let me get a flat surface. Okay. All right, let me show you how it turned out. So here's my date, December 15th. Fairly straight. And then number 30 here. So we've got this now. Let's go ahead and glue this shut. I'm not going to put glue here because I feel like that's been not helping me out so much with the wonkiness of the front part of my book. So hopefully this one's not shifty like the other ones are. I need to shut the book though and let it dry like that. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to put some weight down onto it. All right, so I grabbed this for my journaling. I need to measure how wide. Well, let's see. I think I'll take off about 1 inch and just hope that that'll be about right. Okay. And then go ahead and ink around this one. Oh, actually, no. I need to back it with something first that I can write on. Let's see. I've got some of this that's left over. This will be good. I didn't really like this, the way that this tea dyed as much, but I love this side, so let's go ahead and use that. Alright, so let's just glue this down. I'm not even going to probably have to edit this video. Just have a straight run for today. I think maybe, should we do a tab on the side so that it's easy to pull it in and out? Not in the middle, I don't think. But, okay, get this down in the corner, get that straight. There we go. nice. Nuts. I got all the spots that I wanted to get. Perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and... I need to do it the other way, or I'm going to rip the back side. I could take this through the sewing machine, but that is too much for me today. Maybe another time. I'm going to have to come back and... I say have to. I'm going to come back. I don't have to do anything. I want to come back and add more decorations at the end with like just tabs and fun things like that. But I want to have the pages more decorated and stuff and finalized before I do all that. So, okay. Let's quickly ink around the edges here. I'm not doing a super fantastic job, but again, it's just for me and it's just the journaling card and you're not really going to see it. And like I said, I think I'm going to have quite a few... Did I do that one already? No. I'm going to have quite a few extra pages left over at the end where I run out of days, but I still have extra pages that are empty. So I'll go in and add just pictures and things throughout. Just to pretty things up. And at this point, I'm thinking that really pretty wreath image and then that other really pretty image with the orange slices and chocolate and things. Those might be just come filler pages because I'm thinking through all my prompts and they're just not quite right for anything else. I don't know. I never say die. It's only halfway through the month. There's still a lot to do. Okay, so I'm not gonna film as I journal, but I will just make sure. I don't know why I put two sides. Well, maybe I need this much room because I'm basically gonna journal about what we just talked about, but at the top here I'm just gonna do fun and then underline it. So this will be my journaling. Okay, so for a tab, what could we do? I'm thinking music paper, maybe? Music paper or some tea-dyed graph paper, potentially. Let it snow. Oh, let it snow. I've got glue stuck to my finger. Let it snow. So if we fold this, let's just see what it'll look like. Well, one side will look good. Maybe not both sides. Okay, so here's my tab punch. It's new to me. I've been wanting one for a long, long time. Did I just fold that the wrong way? Surely I did. Okay. So let's refold that because we need the fold to be on the top. We need the fold to be on the top side. Or what I could do is, maybe I will do that. Maybe I will do that. I'm gonna do two of them separately. Oh, is this gonna fit? Edits? No. Could do let it SNO. Okay. But it's too tall, so I need to knock that down just a little bit so it'll work better. And no, I'm not going to save this tiny little piece. It's just not necessary. Okay. Let's try this again. And then that way I can get the back side that doesn't have sorry, I had to think for a second. Had to concentrate. That doesn't have an upside down let it snow. So let's see, maybe over here. Yep. And then I'll just glue these two together and that'll be good. All right. I didn't do it straight on the page, but that's okay. Oh my gosh. I just barely missed getting the letters in there. I don't know how I did that, but boy, I don't think I could do that again twice. Okay. So let us ink around the edges. I think, no, I'm going to do it the same way as all the others. Yeah, so which side? Oh, I got that. Okay. So this will be the side that we use. Yeah, I do think I probably will come back and sew around the edges, maybe with a fun darker thread color like a burgundy or something. Right now I have a white in my sewing machine, so I don't really want to take the time to switch that out and do all that stuff. So, and then, oh no, I'm not going to do that either. I was thinking I could add an eyelet or something in here and hang a little charm or something off of it, but again, I just A, don't want to take the time for that today, and B, it's just not, well, it's going to be in the middle of the page, so do this before it dries on me. So it'll just bulk up my journal that much more, which I've been trying to avoid. Okay, so got that. Now let's spread it apart a little bit. Sort of. Did we? Okay, let me get my journal. And where's our page? Further back, I think, right? Yeah, okay. Did it hold? It did, and it's not funky. All right, okay, so this will go in here like so. Cool, okay, so it's about the right size. Now, I'm thinking we put the tag about there. Okay, so I'm going to put my finger there so I don't lose my spot. I'm going to put my other finger there so I don't lose my spot. And then very carefully, and I know you guys probably can't really see this, I'm adding glue to one side. I should add it to both, but I added it to this side. Okay, and then now let's just add a little bit of glue to this side. This is definitely not the way I always do this. The first part of it is kind of. I usually spend just a little extra time making sure it's good to go. Okay, let it snow. There's our journaling tag. There's the back side. Super pretty. Okay, so let's put it in here and see what it will look like. Yeah, I gotta get rid of this little doohickey there. Cute. And so then you can stick out about that far, and so you'll know that it's there. Yep, that'll look good. And I didn't want it in the very middle because I'll have to add a closure at some point, and I don't want all my things to be in the middle. It's nice to have them staggered. All right, guys, there's our journal entry for today. Hope you had fun, and I will see you tomorrow.